Hey guys, this is Angad, and this is gonna be the review post-match analysis for Spurs versus Man United, which took place at Wembley. The game was at 5 a.m. for me, so 5 to 7 a.m. Went to sleep after that. Was really pissed after the game. United did not play well at all. We lost 2-0, as you all know. The first goal was by Ericsson, and then an own goal by Phil Jones. At the team, when the team sheet was announced, I looked at the squad and I realized that we have Matic, Pogba, and Lingard in midfield. And right off the bat, my first reaction was, this is a risky team. Now it can work out really well if you attack really well and if you're clinical, but this is a risky team because Matic is in center, Pogba is on the left, and Lingard is on the right. Now some people will say, oh no, but Pogba plays around here, that he plays alongside Matic, and that's what Mourinho wanted. Maybe that's what Mourinho wanted, but that's not what Pogba did. Because Pogba was either on this side, going out to the right wing, going out to the left wing, pretty much moving around freely, which is what he likes to do and what he should be doing in our team. But for this game, we needed a three-man midfield with someone sitting alongside Matic. And Lingard, of course, is an attacker himself who's going to be making runs forward, so you can't really expect him to do that. So essentially what that happened was they left Matic alone against Dyer and Dembele in midfield, and Ericsson, because Ericsson consistently dropped him deep to sort of make it to overload the midfield. So it was Dyer, Dembele, and Ericsson versus Matic alone, because Pogba and Lingard basically did not do their defensive duties. That was expected, really, wasn't a surprise. In the middle of the first half, I think Mourinho was really mad at Pogba and even called him over to the side and asked him to sit alongside Matic, which he really couldn't do his job well. He didn't track back well. He didn't tackle well. He just didn't do his defensive abilities, and that's not his forte. That's not his sort of best skill. So he's being misused there against the smaller teams. This is perfectly fine because we're completely dominating. Even though we had more possession this game, we're completely dominating them. We have boxed the smaller teams in their own box. So then this is not a problem at all. And we can manage with Matic sitting above Smalling and Jones. Anyway, so the first goal just came off from a kickoff from Dyer over Tongan, I think, or Dyer. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It came and it was Jones who battled with Kane over here, and he lost the fight. The ball drops in the box. Smalling comes around here, and now he has to win this with Ali, right? Ali is over here. Ali gets the ball. Smalling has got to win this. He cannot let Ali make that pass that he made to Ericsson. So the first thing is a header that he messed up. So Jones should be winning that header and heading it out, not heading it back. And Young was out of position. Now Ashley Young recently has been playing really well at left back, so much so that Mourinho prefers him over Shaw even recently, even though Shaw's been playing really well. But he was slow in position. He was staring at the ball. He goes around here slowly, whereas Ericsson moves in pretty quickly inside the box, and he overtakes him really. Young just lets him go. He runs a little bit, but he doesn't really follow Ericsson. That's three mistakes right there. One is the long ball into Jones, who loses a header. Then it's Smalling into Dele Alli, and he should be taking that space, and that space should be his, and he should not be allowing Dele Alli to make that pass or boss him around like he did. And then Young should be following Ericsson because he's on the right, is his man. He should be following him inside the box to make sure that even if Smalling loses that, Young can clear it, which we didn't do, and that was 1-0. And throughout the game, Ashley Young was out of position many times. For the second goal, if you watch closely, Young was around here, and he had Ali around here. So he had Jones and Young sort of next to Ali. Ericsson had gone inside, and he had Trippier. It's not so. Why did I write Walker here? My God, sorry. So this is Trippier, who was over here and had a lot of space over here because Ashley Young was too deep. So he could make an easy cross inside the box. And Jones, who is to blame for this goal, scores an own goal, which really sucked. He couldn't move his feet out of the way. He should have, in hindsight, he should have hit it with his left foot. But I mean, what are you going to say now? But he scored an amazing own goal. And after 1-0, actually, United was still playing well. Even though Martial is on the right, even though his best place is on the left, and sometimes he would come on the left and play well because all the forwards, Lukaku, Martial, Lingard, and Sanchez sort of crisscross. Sanchez was playing some decent balls through the side, through Lingard, when Lingard would move over here, when Lukaku would move over here, Sanchez would come in here, and he would play some nice balls into the box. And Lingard had a beautiful chance as well. Lukaku had sort of some moments. In the second half, Lukaku had a chance from a Pogba ball. But even after the first goal, we were sort of coming back. I wasn't too worried when it was 1-0 down because we seemed like we could get a goal here. That if we keep attacking, despite our disadvantage in midfield, Spurs weren't having much of the ball. They were a bit under pressure. We had a spell of 15 minutes where we kept attacking, and then the second goal arrived, and then it absolutely died down. And that's a problem here because the mentality of the United players this game was not good enough. When it went to 2-0, our heads dropped. We started giving the ball away. Quickly. We didn't do much in midfield, and then their advantage, Spurs' advantage in midfield took over, and they basically just passed us off the park. They basically played like how they wanted to, as what Mourinho said. And Harry Kane, even though he didn't score, he could have scored a couple of goals. Son could have scored a couple of goals. So they played really well. Harry Kane bossed our centre backs. He says Smalling is one of the best defenders he's faced, but not yesterday because he bossed Smalling, he bossed Jones, he did whatever he want in defense. Individually, second half we were really bad. We simply weren't good enough. And Matic played over here. In my eyes, I would have stuck Fellaini or Herrera, or Michael Carrick's a bit slow, and he's getting old, so I don't know. But even him basically had a two-man midfield with Pogba up front. I would have put Matic, Herrera, Pogba, and I would have sacrificed Lingard. That's what I would have done if I had made the team. But I know what Mourinho is doing. He's trying to go attacking. We've won 6 games, have 6 clean sheets, very confident in the team, confidence in the squad, and he went for it. And actually in the first half, it looked not so bad because when we were attacking well, Spurs were under the cosh. But after that second goal, it just all basically died down. Spurs, with Eriksen moving in and out, Ali moving in and out. If you watch the game clearly, Ali was always in space because no one was able to mark him. So whether Ali moved here, he alongside Kane, Son moved in and here. These guys were always in space, and it was so easy for them to just pass around us. And as they were very fluid front row as well. So with Dembele and Dyer in midfield and Eriksen dropping deep, sometimes Ali dropping deep, it was a 3v1 against Matic, whom I really felt bad for because Ali was always in space. And they pressed our centre-backs really well. So Son, Kane, Ali, Eriksen, they pressed our 4 centre-backs and did not allow them to pass out from the back. So, and as we know, these 2 players, especially Smalling and Jones, are not super good on the ball. So every time we had to kind of go long and they would lose the ball, Dyer, Van Tongen, Dembele, or Davinson Sanchez would win the ball back, and it would, we would not get a lot of second balls as well to develop attack. In second half, Fellaini came on, he got injured, and that's why he went off. But then Herrera came on, and it was 2-0 down. We weren't playing well at all. A horrible game for me to watch, for all United fans. United play Huddersfield on Saturday. Thank God there's a game coming quickly so we can get this out of our system. City are 15 points ahead, so they won the league title. You might as well give it to them right now. Nobody would mind if City got the league title right now. But we're second by 3 points. We have a 5-point gap with Spurs, which would have been 11 if we had won. But anyways, let's go on. We're still second place. I still expect us to finish second in the table. And hopefully Mourinho can sort of. We need Eric Bailly back. Maybe give Rojo a chance because Smalling and Jones had a horrible game. So I think Rojo should get a chance. Lindelof hopefully should get a chance next game or in the near future, maybe in the FA Cup. But we need Eric Bailly back because he's our best centre back, and we really need either Bailly and Jones or Bailly or Rojo as the centre backs because Smalling and Jones did not impress. Against Champions League, we're not going to have any small teams. They're going to be all big teams. We're going to be playing Sevilla, and if we get through them, we're going to play another big team. So we need a centre back pairing to be tight. We need to play a 3-man midfield with Pogba. I hope Mourinho puts faith in Herrera because I think he can do the job. Or if not, he plays McTominay, a young kid who'll at least do the required job. He'll stick in his position, defend well, pass around wherever Mourinho demands him to. So in big teams, sacrifice Lingard. I don't care. Either play him on the right, play Martial on the left. Or drop Pogba. Why not? But having said that, Pogba is a creative player, so I would drop either Lingard or Martial and play Sanchez in our big teams. Lukaku up front. So we really need to focus on getting a 3-man midfield. We've been saying it all season. Unfortunately, Mourinho does not have enough faith in Herrera, and he has a bit too much faith in Pogba for doing his defensive duties, which he has shown that he will not do. And to sacrifice and to sort of compensate for his creative talent, we have to allow Pogba to sort of roam around and create for us, whereas we have Matic and another midfield backing him up in the big games. In small games, no problem, Matic can do it on his own, but in the bigger games, we need another midfielder alongside Matic. Alright, that was my post-match analysis. Leave your comments below, whatever you thought of the game. Where do you think United go from here? And yeah, not a great day, but hopefully we'll beat Huddersfield at home pretty easily, and we'll sort of move on. Cheers, guys. Take care. This is Angad, post-match analysis of Spurs.